Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree and this is my surrogacy journey. I'm filming in my son's room today so you can see his little table and chairs back there. Okay, so I'm 17 weeks and some days and I am gonna start doing, I think, like bump date videos. So this is my 17-week bump date video. It is the beginning of January now, and I cannot believe that we have made it through all of the holidays. Our holidays were super low-key. We stopped doing the bouncing around thing quite a while ago. So one day we went to my in-laws, the next day we went to my family, but both days we didn't get to where we were going until about like 2:45 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We just took the morning and hung out, and my son loved Christmas this year. Last year he was so little. This year he's about 1.5 years now, and he loved opening his gifts, but he also just loved his gifts. Even when he opened, we got some cowboy boots online on sale and he loved them. He opened them and he was in footy pajamas and he picked his foot up and he said, "Shoes." And he wanted the shoes on. So then he was walking around all morning in footy pajamas and cowboy boots. It was really cute. He did so good. He got some great gifts from us and from family, and he had a great time. And we just kept it super low key for New Year's Eve. We celebrated by not doing anything. Austin, my husband, and I, we stayed home with the baby, and it was just the three of us. Aiden and Austin took a nap together at 6. We were all sleeping and in bed by 9:45, and that was that. Austin and I's third wedding anniversary was actually on January 1st. So that evening we went to the movies, which we hadn't done since I was pregnant with Aiden. And we went to dinner and it was super nice. And it was a nice way to kind of, just celebrate. And we don't really go out on date nights, just him and I. We have only gone on one other date night, and that was our second wedding anniversary. We usually just take the baby everywhere we go with us, and that's something that we want to try and work on, is being okay leaving the baby with the grandparents and going to dinner and things like that. But our big goal this year is to save. That's our huge goal. We are renting an apartment right now. We have been here since October of 2018, so just a little over a year, and we just re-signed. So we'll be here, we re-signed our lease, so we'll be here for a little while longer again. We haven't saved for a house up until this point. We've been totally fine renting. I think there's really something to be said about renting, because if a water heater breaks, or just recently our washer broke actually, and what was so nice is wow, we'll get a new one next week and we don't have to pay for it. When the day comes that we own a house, I'm really gonna miss things like that, but it's just stressful paying so much for rent. I live in California and rent is just insane. When people talk to me about how much they pay for their mortgage compared to how much I pay for rent, and the size difference. I'm in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. I'm in a little less than 1,000 square feet, and it's fine. We just started renting a garage, so we have more storage space now, so we'll make it work. It would be nice. I've never had a home. I have moved around since always. My whole life I've always moved around, especially after my parents got divorced, and then we really started bouncing around a lot, and I have never ever had a home. We've always just had places that we lived for a little while, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then we'd move again. And we have already moved once, and Aiden's only 1.5 years. We moved when he was just a few months old into this place, and I just don't want that for him. I don't want him to bounce around, and it's stressful, and you never really feel like where you are is home, and it's just nice when you have that kind of sense of permanency. So our goal this year is actually just to save. I already went in and budgeted for the year, so I know I have an idea of like what we're going to be making and where we can save, and really working on paying debt down this year and just saving for a house. So hopefully next year we can buy. So this is going to be a challenging year because there's not like, I mean, there is a goal. The goal is to buy a house, but it's not like the end of this year we're going to buy a house, you know? It's going to be next year we're looking at buying. So this is going to be challenging because I like to go get a Starbucks. I like to go to lunch with my friends. I like to go out to dinner. We live a lifestyle where, like, if I'm bored on a day off and Austin's working, Aiden and I will go out and we'll go shopping. And if I see a pair of shoes I think Austin's going to like, then I'm going to buy them. And now I'm just... I already feel like I'm so restricted, but it's okay. I know there's a goal, and I'm going to be really, 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 really happy when we have a home and we don't have to worry about where we're going to live in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. We know where we're going to be. We have a home of our own. We have a place that we can host bigger Thanksgivings. We can host Christmas. We can have birthday parties. It's going to be so nice, and I know it'll be worth it, but I think it is going to be a challenging year being on such a tight budget. So if you guys have any budgeting tips, absolutely send them my way. I will take all I can get. But that's, I don't really do the New Year's resolution thing necessarily, but I do always like to sit down and kind of lay out what my year is going to look like. I even kind of do like, what's our 3-year goal? So like, what are we doing this year? And then what are the next few years going to look like? And kind of a 5-year, like I like to just have an idea of like, okay, so if this happens this year and, you know, if we're where we want to be in 3 years, so what's 5 years going to look like from now? And 5 isn't really like, it's just kind of like, I'm just a crazy neurotic planner. And I will still go with the flow. If things change, and I know they will, I'm okay with that. I'm flexible, but I am a planner. I like to plan. It's kind of a control thing. I like to just have an idea of where my personal life and my professional life is moving. That can also be challenging because I'm a hairstylist and I don't make the same amount every single month. So it's challenging for me because where we can save is a little bit different depending on what my paychecks are like every month. So it'll be challenging, but it will be worth it. Cross your fingers, I do okay and I stick to our budget this year. Pregnancy related, everything is going really great. I was having food aversions, which was funny because I feel like in the first trimester, I didn't really have those like typical like cravings or food aversions. I did have nauseous spells, but I didn't have the typical morning sickness. I still don't. I didn't when I was pregnant with Aiden either. But now I was starting to have like, oh, I'm craving this, or I really didn't like meat for a while. Now I feel leveled out again, which is awesome. But my appointment that I went to just, a couple weeks ago, I still hadn't gained any weight, so I'm still at my pre-pregnancy weight. I actually lost a pound. My OB is happy with where I'm at right now, and hopefully I can continue making healthy food choices and I'll have a healthy weight gain throughout the pregnancy. Let me show you. So there we have it. This is the 17-week bump. It's like pretty firm now down here. And I am feeling baby move now. So I told my IPs that I'm feeling baby move, and they said that that's like such a great New Year's gift. And I am going to be meeting one of the parents this month. We have the 20-week anatomy scan scheduled, and so he will accompany me to that, and we'll actually get together the day before and officially meet in person for the very first time. And then he will go home and we'll continue doing what we always do. And then I have an appointment at the very beginning of February to go over the results of the anatomy scan and all that good stuff. We did just do the panorama testing, which I just learned about. I didn't know about the panorama testing when I was pregnant with Aiden. I just did the normal like California screening tests. And with the panorama, it tests for 7 different genetic disorders, and then it will also tell you gender, and it's just one blood draw. So they actually, a mobile phlebotomist came to my apartment, drew my blood, and that was that. Super, super easy. I have nothing like incredibly exciting to report right now. Just everything is going good. So hopefully it stays that way. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything, but that's really it. We're not doing anything crazy, just really focused on our budget and saving for a house so that hopefully we'll be able to buy next year, working on, paying debt down and getting our credit in good places. Looking forward to meeting one of my intended parents this month for the first time in person, because they are international, so I haven't met them in person face to face. And then the 20-week anatomy scan. That's all what's coming up. So I'll make sure to keep doing these bump date videos and show you guys how big the bump is getting. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye guys.